Hi, my name is Salvatore and this is a video demonstration of my final major project, Army's Haven. It is a 3D online first-person shooter with only a deathmatch mode and two different maps to choose from. It also offers a single-player experience. The shooting mechanic is the core of the game. When the player ADS, the bullet goes exactly in the middle of the screen, and if not, a random spray offset is applied the more the trigger is held. It's important to notice that the player has 150 health points on his disposal, of which 100 of pure health and 50 of armor. As this is mainly a multiplayer game, I thought it would be better to have a full-body first-person controller. This approach is mainly used in simulative shooters, and it works perfectly online. The player model is equipped with the hitbox colliders. This is done through primitive shapes which are not completely spot on, but they work well. This is to allow different damage output based on the parts of the body. Pause the video here if you're interested in the damage values each gun has. There are also other colliders for the ragdoll, which is triggered when the player dies. The single-player mode is designed to let the player test the shooting mechanics we talked about. It offers a shooting range that spawns dummy targets every set amount of time. The level of difficulty determines how short is the time interval in which the targets get spawned. Once the test is initiated, the countdown starts. The objective is to shoot as many targets as possible to score points. At the end of the test, the panel displays the final score, giving the chance to get a better look. The player can also stop the current running test at any given moment by shooting at the stop button. The player can access the online multiplayer through the main menu, and he will get a prompt to insert the nickname, which is a way to identify the client using a simple string. Once connected to the server, the multiplayer menu offers 4 choices: find a room, create a room, change the nickname, and change the skin color. Changing the skin color allows the player to customize the character by changing the RGB values of the material. This change is reflected during gameplay. To start a game, one of the players needs to host a room by giving it a name, a match type, which is currently only deathmatch, the new modes are coming soon, and finally a map, which can be either voted by the players, they will have to choose between 2 different maps, or the host can just decide to select a specific one. Once the room is hosted, it is visible, meaning that every client can look for it and join. This can be done through the Find Room menu, which allows to filter the research by selecting the match type. It is important to notice that only the host can start the game at any moment, and the map with more votes will be loaded, otherwise it would be random. Only the host can change the match duration and the maximum kills. Then he can either wait for the countdown to be over or start a match straight away with the start button. During a deathmatch game, the player has to kill on sight. The player gets spawned using a spawn system that performs a few checks on the surroundings to see if it's a suitable spawn point. Once you kill an enemy, you get a message saying who you killed, and a kill feed gets updated throughout the network. A leaderboard can be toggled by pressing Tab. If the player gets hit from behind, a hit indicator will appear in the middle of the screen, allowing to get some information about the location of the enemy. Once the countdown is over or the maximum kills are reached, the match ends, showing the match result and allowing the player to exit the room or play again. There are other UI elements apart from the ones we have seen so far. The settings menu is divided in General, Graphics, and Audio. The general settings allow us to change the aim sensitivity and to toggle both the FPS and ping counters. In the graphics settings, we have a full screen toggle and a resolution and render quality drop-downs. And finally, in the audio settings, we can change the volume of both music and sound effects. These settings are also available in both single-player mode and multiplayer mode. To conclude, the HUD shows not only information about the health, but also about the gun clip, which can be reloaded. And an icon on the right appears every time we switch weapon and then fades away after a few seconds. And the same thing happens when we crouch and stand. And only in the multiplayer we have kills and deaths indicators and a timer. This game is powered by the Unity engine, and I programmed all the systems using C#. And for the online backend, I've used the Photon Unity networking package. This networking solution allowed me to use remote procedure calls, aka RPCs, classes such as Photon Animator View and Photon Transform View, which help to synchronize both animations and positions, custom properties using hash tables, and custom events to make a deathmatch loop. To make the online features, I often had to create two versions of the same script, especially with a player. To track the progress and maintain the project, every week I have produced development logs describing the task, what went right and wrong, as well as a short self-assessment. For the project management, I have made a GDD, a WBS, a Gantt chart, and a risk assessment. During the testing phase, I have sent 3 Google Forms to the testers. These include a feedback form, a bug report form, and a polish ideas form.